Good life, good spirits to all in this divinely given moment in time. I am London Tajere. You can call me London Taj, and I would like to formally welcome you into another dimension.
Keep it 100.
Should have it this time. Classic. Yeah, I'm chasing big paper. Now ninjas is big haters. They set a chick up for the check. It's not the wait up.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Let's turn up just a little bit. Let's get to it.
Left for dead and I rose again.
NERD.
Left alone, now I'm home again.
Yeah.
We's the one, now it's on again. You belong to the ifs and wins.
Dead wrong.
How it feels to lose within. That we should die when those are in. We the countrymen that count your blessings, don't count your sins.
Capture my vision. I'm catching some digits. Digital integration. Wanna touch, just witness.
Good life, good spirits to you all out there in this divinely given moment in time. It's your girl London Taj, and you are tuned into Classic Conversations. I would like for you all to join me in welcoming a special guest with us here today on Classic Conversations, Mr. Broderick Flanigan. What's up, Mr. Flanigan?
What up, Mr. Flanigan, my pops, man. They call me Broderick. They call me Broderick. They call me Broderick.
Thank you so much for being flexible and sitting down with us to share your story with the world today.
No doubt. Glad to be here. I appreciate it. Appreciate the platform. Yeah.
So we're not gonna, hold up the process. We're gonna go ahead and get into it.
I was doing like commission drawings at that time, though. It's like drawing portraits of people's children, or them and their significant other, or their grandmother, mother, something like that. Mm-hmm. So I was doing that because Mr. Barnett, he taught me how to do portraits, and I was refining my skills or learning how to do portraits better at that time. So any opportunity I had, I was trying to practice. But back then, I didn't know how to price art, man. Like, I was charging like $20, $30 for a piece like the size of that Bernie Mac piece over there, like a drawing. Yes, like 20 or 30 bucks. Like it's a few people that have those.
They better hold on to it
if they still have them, Yeah, because I didn't know about pricing art back then,
Yeah, that has to be.
And this was like almost 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Time sure does fly, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. But doing those commissions kind of helped me keep my confidence up, and because when you're doing a commission like that, you kind of have to get that likeness right in order for the person that's supporting you to be satisfied with the end product. And there was a couple of times where it didn't turn out quite right, and so I had to redo it, and I didn't mind redoing it because I wanted the person that was receiving the drawing to be satisfied with it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of one of those ways in which I put that into my practice to help keep the confidence up. Because when I would internalize that feedback. Like, I can tell when a person wasn't really satisfied with it. They, give that fake smile. I'd be like,
the fake
thank
smile.
you. Yeah, that fake smile. But I can tell kind of like that genuine expression of like, oh, wow, that came out really nice, And so I would pick up on that, and try to keep making sure that I did a quality of work that elicited that type of response,
So how did you go about getting clients to be aware that this is something that you were doing?
I wasn't really actively pursuing it like that. It was more so by word of mouth and through conversations. Because at that time, I was working a full-time job. Actually, I had 2 jobs. At one point in time while we were in Virginia, I was working at a long-distance company the last year we were up there. And then when we first moved up there, I transferred from Wendy's. Mm-hmm. That was my first job in high school, working at Wendy's. And so I was called up a Wendy's that was in the area where we were moving to. Mm-hmm. And I was like, look, I'm from Georgia. We're getting ready to move up there. Do y'all have a position for me? I do this, and this at my current store. Put me on. I mean, I ain't say it like that. But,
yeah.
And so the manager was real cool. By the time I got up there, I fit in real well with the crew. And so I was working there flipping burgers when I first got to Virginia. And then ended up working at the long distance company. Yeah.
Wow.
And in between time, still drawing. That's when the conversation happened with my neighbor. When they started talking about, we're trying to get somebody. I was like, oh, okay, I'm an artist, I draw.
What I'm getting from you is it doesn't matter how many challenges are thrown at you. You find a way to just keep pushing and stay positive. Like, I haven't heard you complain about any challenge yet.
That, you know, that saying, how that saying goes, the journey is the reward.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that then. I really didn't. Like, when you're in the midst of the struggle, like when you're in the middle of it, like you get beat down and whatnot, and you feel that. Like, but coming from where I come from, not to say that anybody else couldn't do it, it's like you learn this grit and this resilience. Like, coming from communities like this, Nelly B, Paul Doe, the Rock Spring, I live in all those communities, and so you see similar things going on there, and some people aren't able to adjust as well as others. I was fortunate that I was able to adjust, not in a way that I guess made me survive or thrive in that immediate environment, but in a way that I can apply those same skills of survival to other spaces I was going into and other places I was trying to get to. Yeah, and
that's important.
That's
very, very important. I think more, especially younger people of color who may feel like because of their environment, they might be limited, to hear something like that and to know that you can use what's around you in other spaces to be successful. That is beautiful. That's powerful.
And it's not easy, and it's sometimes hard not to get up and get caught up in like doing it like in an undermining type of way, or in an exploitative type of way.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to fall into that cycle as well, to try to take advantage of people, because you learn those skills too.
Yeah.
There's been a few, you know, pathways that I almost went down, you know, trying to hustle, trying to do whatever, trying to make ends meet. And I'm fortunate that I wasn't good at those things, you know, because I could have been, you know, out here on the block trying to get it. And but I realized like very early on that lifestyle wasn't for me, you know, and I wasn't about that life. And so, which I'm glad I wasn't about that life, but you know, and so I was able to put those skills in other areas.
Yeah.
But it was still hard. It was still a struggle.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is, like, you just made it through, and look at you now. This is amazing.
Still working.
Have you ever gone by any aliases? Like, when you've done your work, I've noticed like a lot of artists will have like their signature hidden or somewhere within their work somewhere. Do you have like a signature or an alias that you hide somewhere in the corner, inside of your work?
Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up. My actual signature did change a couple of times. I don't think I have an alias necessarily.
But just more so the signature.
But just the signature changed. At first, I was just doing like a random signature that was hardly recognizable, you know. And then I kind of switched it up to more of like just the initials and like the first couple of letters of my last name. And so I do like a B Flan, B dot Flan sometimes. So yeah.
That's dope. Is there a specific like type of way that you present it? Is it like a certain print, a cursive, or?
Nah, not really. It's mostly in just like regular print, just regular, you know, standard print. I was doing a cursive when I first started, and I would usually sign mine in the bottom left corner. I'm trying to see if I sign any of these. I haven't signed any of these yet. Usually I wait till I sell them to sign them. And that's how I've been doing it lately. I just wait till I get ready, like somebody really, really interested, and I'll sign and put a date and everything, or the year completed.
That's what's up. So, like, when did your work actually first debut in a museum or an art gallery for the first time?
That's a good question. The first time it was in a space like that, it actually wasn't even a wall. It was at like a pop-up retail type event. It was at like a festival, like a market type festival. I had a booth at the Linden House Art Center, and this was
the Linden House.
The Linden House Art Center. And this was around 2014, maybe. 2014, 2013.
So that's fairly recently. I mean, that's not that far.
Yeah, about 6-7 years ago.
That's not that long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was before I opened up this space, actually, when I did a pop up there.
Really? And that was the first time your work was officially like displayed in that type of manner. Yeah. I mean, besides like at school, you know, like.
Yeah. That was one of the first times I really, you know, did something like that. So yeah, I guess I would count that.
Did you ever like encounter any hurdles or challenges moving forward with having your work displayed in other places that offer those services to artists?
Yeah, definitely. It was a couple of venues. Like couple of first places I started showing my work were like restaurants and local businesses. And so Earth Fair was, I think, one of the first solo shows where I actually had multiple pieces hanging up, and it was just my work being displayed. And that was in 2014, I want to say.
2014 was a great year.
Yeah. And then there were a couple of times, though, to answer the question, the specific question, it was like I was going to like try to shop myself around and network with other businesses, and some businesses were just kind of standoffish, and like they were like, well, yeah, we show our artwork, and this is the person you need to reach out to. And so I'll reach out to that person, and I didn't hear anything back, and so. But I would go there a couple months later, or weeks later, and I see some new art put up. So I'm like, somebody's changing the art out. Somebody is like actually coordinating this. So why aren't they responding to me? And a lot of times I didn't get an answer to that. That happened in like 2 or 3 venues in Athens.
Really?
Yeah, well, I was trying to approach them, trying to form a partnership or a relationship, and try to show my work there. And yeah.
That's deep.
Very.
That's really deep. Oh my goodness. Hey, that's their loss though.